How would you like to adopt a teenager? We have one for you. Meet Dandelion. She's 10 months old, is that right?
She is.
And that's teenage for a cat, right?
Absolutely, yes. So I guess she'd be a tween.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so she'd have her own blog and her own Facebook page, and she'd send out tweets, and she'd be like, oh my God.
One
for
Direction
sure.
is so amazing.
Exactly. She is so fun. Although when she arrived today, she was quite vocal because she was not a fan of my driving, and she was not afraid to tell me all about it. But what a sassy little girl, and how beautiful is she? My favorite thing about her is her paws. So one is white, and then one's got this little dollop of gray on it. And I mean, she's just a beauty queen.
She is. She's got great markings.
Seems to love everybody. I think she'd do really great in a home with another kind of mellower male cat. I don't recommend her in a home with another female cat because it's all about her.
Got it.
And she is not going to want to share.
No one shares the limelight.
Yep. Maybe a mellow, cat-friendly dog would be a good bet, and older kids. But really, she feels that the world revolves around Dandelion, and the world should revolve around Dandelion.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
So what's her backstory? Where'd she come from?
Really interesting story. Sadly, this happens all too often. She was being given away free to a good home on Craigslist.
Okay.
And that is something that happens way too often. People have animals they can't keep, they don't want to keep, and so they think by advertising them free, either on a social networking site or an internet site, that they'll find them an appropriate home.
Now, they're feeling like they're being responsible.
Right.
I'm going to take the responsibility to find a good home for my animal myself so somebody else doesn't have to do it. What's wrong with that?
Well, there's so many dangers involved with it. You don't know, one, who's coming to your home to answer those ads.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
that puts you in a dangerous situation. But two, unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there who falsely answer those ads.
Ooh.
And they don't have the animal's best interest at heart.
Okay.
And instead, they end up selling the animals to research facilities.
Does that really happen?
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
It is a real thing. They can be used as, and it's a terrible thing to talk about, but bait in dogfighting rings. And there are dogfighting rings in Western Washington. You don't know anything about these people. They could be the greatest home in the world, or they could be the absolute worst home in the world. And I know it's scary to think about bringing your animal to an animal shelter, but that's what animal shelters do. We're professionals, and we work hard to make sure that we can place animals into appropriate homes, make sure your animals are spayed or neutered, vaccinated, well taken care of. So in Dandelion's case, one of our volunteers saw this ad and just was really uncomfortable by some of the wording, and so they falsely answered the ad.
But in a good way.
In a good way, but the person handed this cat over, no questions asked.
Really?
So in Dandelion's case, that was a good day for her.
Yeah.
But it could have gone terribly wrong. So it's one of those really sad things to think about. But if you're out there and you're, having trouble with your pets, call us or call your local shelter if you're outside of Whatcom County and get some help from some professionals.
I know dogfighting rings and other types of animal cruelty exist. I guess I like to think they don't happen here, but they do.
Animal cruelty doesn't just happen on Animal Planet, on Animal Cops. It happens in every community.
I picture it. Sorry for my prejudice here, but I picture that, Alabama.
Yeah, it happens.
That's what
Louisiana.
those people do. Nobody here does that.
I don't picture that in Western Washington.
It happens in urban settings. It happens in rural settings. It happens in suburban settings. Animal abuse sadly happens everywhere. And so don't think that because we're in this idyllic community and you don't know anybody who abuses their animals, it's not happening. It is, and all you need to do is spend a day in our facility to see really the reality of some of the bad things people can do to animals, but we like to focus on some of the good things, like helping this little kitty.
Okay, so we want to get this kitty a good home, a home without another female cat. A male cat's okay. How about kids?
I think she'd do okay, maybe not with toddlers. She's not a super big fan of being picked up. I think what she would really like is a groovy cat tree sprinkled with catnip every morning.
Okay, now you're talking.
She would like.
She's just 10 months old, so she's still really a kitten on her way to being a grown-up kitty. And she needs a good home. Maybe it's yours. Her name is Dandelion. Is there a story behind the name?
Nope. I think our animal care staff actually named her when she came in. I call her Dandy because I think she's just dandy.
Yeah. Well, she's a pretty kitty, and she could be yours. She is one of many animals available for adoption at the Whatcom Humane Society.
Absolutely. Visit our website, whatcomhumane.org, for more info.
Laura Clark, thank you so much.
Have a great week.